shall we now proceed to the next yes?
Mr. Chairman, may I know now whether the corporate the directive of the chair to see the telephone number for appearing in the telephone of Deputy Speaker Garcia purportedly belonging to Secretary De Lima.
May we know, Mr. Chair, may we know also from when was the last time she called that number? Text or call that number?
I have it on record here. This was the first time that I called the number. I probably got this number a long time ago when I was still governor of Cebu, because I recall that she had gone to a meeting of ours on an NBI building that we were going to construct, but I never called her. And so, per record, what is recorded here are the times that I called her, I think 4 times this very afternoon.
When, 4 times this afternoon?
Yes, Mr. Secretary.
Anyway, the matter has been complied with according to the COMSEC. And Secretary Aguirre, may we remind you to address your, except on the direct examination of the witness, please address all of your requests and or matters that you want to raise to the chair, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Will we hear the manifestation of the committee secretary as to her findings on what number appears in the telephone number of Deputy Speaker Garcia?
Your Honors, I of the numbers given by the witness, Mr. Colanco, and those of the numbers given by Honorable Gwen Garcia, and the numbers appearing in the cell phone, the 2 cell phones of Honorable Garcia, match with the number given by witness Colanco.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the action and statement of the good secretary.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Mr. Chair, one more thing. There was this what we called receipt earlier, the Willier receipt, which was mentioned by Colanco that
which
there
was provisionally
I would like to remind the good secretary to produce the originals and submit to this committee.
Mr. Chair, we will do that.
Thank you. Thank you. So we now proceed to the next witness. Sino ba? Si
Deputy Director Rafael Ragos.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Kong Maceda.
Yes, before the Secretary Boy Aguirre will proceed to question the witness to our left, when he was asking the witnesses in front of him, Secretary Boy, the 5 of them, whether they would accept the immunity on the condition that they will tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Si Secboy, Mr. Chairman, nakaharap doon. Yung dalawa po dito, hindi sila sumagot. So unless that they give their testimony without being apprised of the immunity and whether they'll accept it or not, maybe Secboy can, maybe you can ask them again.
Anyway, just to abbreviate,
maybe you can ask them to answer whether they accept it
the 2
or not.
witnesses were you know, there was a question by Secretary Aguirre. Did you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your response to it?
I accept.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, before we will proceed, instead of Deputy Director Ragos, who will testify first ahead of witness Ablin, I have read their. I think it will be more in order if Mr. Ablin will be presented first, then followed by Deputy Director Ragos.
Secretary, are you amenable to it?
Well,
If unless you have in your case strategy a different strategy.
I decided to examine Mr. Ragos ahead because his statement is very short. But if that is the request of the Honorable Ominal, I will be...
Okay, so we will now proceed with the direct testimony of witness Ablen.
Mr. Chairman, maybe we can ask Mr. Ablento if he accepts the offer made because he wasn't able to give his answer earlier.
Do you accept the conditions in the immunity under the Witness Protection Act mentioned by the Secretary?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Can we please request the witness to take this seat? And may we request Director Ragos to be excluded anyway. You are not a security threat.
Kasi collaborative yung statement nila. And yung statement, the same incident,
Kaya pag ito, baka ikuan na rin ito.
May dispense na natin.
Sundan na rin ito na lang. Anyway, ikuan sila eh.
Robincio Ablen.
Mr. Witness, are you assisted by counsel of, do you have a counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so, Mr. Secretary?
With the kind permission of the chair,
Please proceed.
Ginoong Juvencio Ablen Jr. Will you please state your name and other personal circumstances?
My name is Jovencio P. Ablen Jr., of legal age, with postal address at care of National Bureau of Investigation, sir, Tafa Avenue, Manila. I am presently Intelligence Agent 1 since February of 1991, Your Honor.
What is your rank now?
Still Intelligence Agent 1, Your Honor.
As an NBI intelligence agent, what are your functions?
Among my other functions are intelligence gathering for illegal activities of syndicated groups such as U.S. visa scam, video piracy, kidnapping, and prohibited drugs, among others, sir. Assisting in the investigation of cases handled by NBI investigations, including service of warrants and search warrants, doing undercover tasks such as surveillance work and pursuit by among others, preparing intelligence report on assigned operation, and performing other tasks that may be assigned time to time, Your Honor.
Did you undergo any special training at the NBI?
Yes, Your Honor. I underwent police bomb technician course last 2007 and the post-blast investigation course last, Your Honor.
In 2006, where were you assigned?
Your Honor, I was assigned at the newly created Anti-Terrorism Division, which was later on renamed Counter-Terrorism Division.
How about in 2012? sometime in September 2012, our chief of the Counterterrorism Division, Raul Manguera, called several, including me, in his office, and then there we were told that there's a request from the Deputy Director, Rafael Ragos. He is our Deputy Director for Controller Service, who, as far as I know, performing a function, official officer in charge, Director of the Bureau of Corrections, sir. He requested for us to assist him in the investigation of the escape of one inmate by the name of Romel Lasiste, who was apprehended, but he escaped on August 15, 2012, Your Honor.
So what did you do after?
We assisted Deputy Director Ragos in the conduct of the investigation as whether or not there are some assistance extended to the said escapee by some Bureau employees or officials. And on my part, I was tasked to gather intelligence information relative to his escape, Your Honor.
What happened to your investigation?
It concluded after 2 weeks. The final report was submitted by our head of the investigative team at that time, Your Honor.
So, what is your relation with Deputy Director Ragos when you were both in the NBI?
Yes, Your Honor. On my appointment on 1991 as intelligence agent, I was assigned at the Criminal Intelligence Division of our intelligence service, wherein Deputy Director Rafael Ragos, who was then a supervising agent, and my immediate agent of case, or my superior. And from then on, we have established a good rapport, because I have been his assistant, and we have been working hard so well with some cases assigned to him that I have earned his trust. And up to the present,
Is there any follow-up with respect to the post-blast investigation team of the CTD?
yes, Your Honor, on the incident of grenade explosion, last November 16, 2012, again, we were requested by Dr. Ragos to assist him in the conduct of the post-blast investigation and further investigation as to some inmates who are suspected involved in that incident, Your Honor.
What happened to your investigation of these inmates?
Based on the results of the investigation, the type of explosives that was used there was an MK2 fragmentation hand grenade, Your Honor.
During the investigation, to whom do you report?
We report directly to Deputy Director Ragos, sir. We have been updating him on the progress and on the persons that we have already investigated on that grenade explosion incident, Your Honor.
Why do you report to him? What was his position then?
He was then detailed there, as far as we know, a temporary detail there as an OIC until November of 2012, Your Honor, that he was designated as the official charge of Bucor, Your Honor.
On November 22, 2012, did Ragos request you to do anything in connection with the raid of a certain Sam Lee Chua?
Yes, Your Honor. There was a Bucor that time, and the NBI City Editor, where I am included, who has been assisting Deputy Director Agos, requested us to accompany him and assist him in that operation at Samli Chuas Cubol.
Noong umaga ng November 24, did you have any contact with Director Ragos?
Opo, Your Honor.
Please narrate.
November 24, 2012, umaga po yun, at around 8 o'clock, tumawag po sa akin si Deputy Director Ragos at tinanong niya sa akin kung nasaan ako ng mga oras na yon. Sinagot ko po siya, ang sabi ko, nasa bahay lang po ako, sir. Sabi niya, dadaanan kita, meron tayong important task na gagawin.
Pagkatapos, anong napag-usapan ninyo? Ano?
Sumagot po ako, sabi ko, sige po sir. So after an hour, dumating po siya, sumakay na po ako doon sa kanyang service vehicle, NBI organic vehicle. Yun po may plate number na RGU 910. Po, nadinig ko po siya na may kausap sa cellphone at sabi niya, sir, sige po, papunta na po kami. So, sumakay po ako ron at on the way, nung habang pabiyahe po kami, may sinabi po siya sa akin. Sabi niya, Mayor, potential ito. He used to call me, Your Honor, either June, Junior, or Nyor. Ganun na po ang naging tawagan eh. At paminsan-minsan naman, on a light moment, tawag ko naman sa kanya, Tito Rap. But, pag nasa office, sir po ang address ko sa kanya. So at that time, nung bumibiyahe na po kami, sabi niya, Nyor, confidential ito, tayong dalawa lang nakakaalam. May dadalhin tayong kota kay Lola.
Okay, sino yung lolang sinasabi niya?
I believe, kasi normal na po, wag naman po sanang magagalit yun. Katulad sa amin, NBA Director, usually ang practice namin, tinatawag namin Lolo yan. Yung iba, ganun din po nakakagawian. So, naging common name or kung kami-kami lang po nag-uusap, si Secretary na-address namin Lola.
Sinong secretary?
Secretary Dilima po.
Okay, so ano yung dadalhin nyo kay Lola?
Ang sabi po sa akin ni Deputy Director Ragos, may dadalhin tayong kota kay Lola, 5 milyon yan. Tignan mo.
Saan ba nakalagay yun, yung 5 milyon na yun?
Meron po akong napansing bag sa may harapan, passenger side ng sasakyan, na isang black handbag.
Pagkatapos,
Tinuro
ano
niya,
nangyari?
tinuro niya, sabi niya, tignan mo. So, ang ginawa ko naman po, sinilip ko. Binuksan ko yung zipper, tinignan ko, may bundles of 1,000 bills.
So, nang makita mo yun, ano nangyari?
Sinara ko po, diretso lang po ang biyahe namin.
Saan ba kayo magbabiyahe?
Nakarating po kami doon sa isang subdivision o village sa Parañaque.
By the way, saan kayo nanggaling? Saan kayo nagkita?
Sa residence ko po, sa Manila area.
Saan yun?
Sa may along Estrada Street, malapit po sa Osmeña Highway.
Okay, so kayo ay pupunta sa Parañaque.
Opo,
Saan doon sa
kami.
Parañaque?
Nalaman ko lang po, yung pupuntahan namin na South Bay Village nung papasok na kami sa main road, tapos may gate. Binaba po ni Deputy Ragos, pagtapat namin doon sa guard sa may main gate, binaba po niya bintana, in-address niya lang yung guardia, Manoy, ganun lang po. Parang familiar na po sa guardia si Deputy Ragos. Kayo pala sir, sige po, tuloy na.
Anong address kung natatandaan mo?
Nakarating po kami ron doon sa bahay Bay, corner, Subic Bay Drive.
Mga anong oras ito nung makarating kayo doon?
At around 10 o'clock po ng umaga.
So, nung ginawa ninyo, nang kayo dumating na doon sa area ang pupuntahan ninyo, sa Parañaque,
Sabay po kaming bumaba ng kotse ni Ragos, pero sinabihan niya ako, sabi niya, John, may iwan ka na lang dito sa kotse. Tapos, inabot niya kinuha niya yung black bag doon sa side ko, sinara na yung pinto. Then, nung papalakad na po siya doon sa bahay, na patutunguhan niya, nandito po, nakita ko po ron sa isang gate, maliit, doon sa bahay, nakabukas na po, nakita ko si Ronnie Dayan.
so nung makita mo si Ronnie Dayan, anong nakita mong nangyari, kung meron?
Nung malapit na po si Deputy Rago, ni Dayan, inabot po niya yung black handbag. Tinanggap naman po ni Ronnie Dayan, pumasok na si Deputy Rago, sinara yung pinto, tapos pumunta na po sila doon sa main door. Doon ko po nakita si Secretary de Lima, nakatayo, nag-aabang.
Nakita mo siya?
Opo. Light-colored duster po na pambahay.
Bakit mo na siya nakita mula doon sa kotse?
Yung vantage view ko po, Your Honor, mababa po yung bakod, tapos elevated po yung bahay. Kita naman po yung taong nasa loob.
So, nakita mo si de Lima?
Opo,
Kilala mo siya?
kilala ko po.
Ba't mo siya kilala?
Siya po ang aming Secretary ng Department of Justice.
Tapos, pagkatapos na makita mo si Secretary de Lima, anong nangyari sumunod?
At around 30 minutes po, lumabas na po si Deputy Ragos ng bahay. Wala na po siyang dala. Sumakay kami sabay sa kotse. Pumunta na po kami sa Bucors Director's Quarters.
Ito bang si... Alam mo na?
Opo.
Ba't mo siya nakilala?
Every time po na, Your Honor, pupunta kami at nagre-report sa Department of Justice, minsan pinatatawag po kami ron, siya po yung alam namin na close in security ni Secretary de Lima. At siya naman po malimit sumalubong sa mga namin, sa kayo pupunta, sasabihin namin may appointment kami kay Secretary or pinatawag po kami ni Secretary de Lima. Kaya familiar na po sa amin ang mukha niya.
Gano'ng katagal si Secretary Deputy Director Rago sa loob ng bahay ni Secretary de Lima?
More or less po mga 30 minutes, lumabas na rin po siya noon.
And then, what happened? Pagkatapos ng lumabas, after 30 minutes,
Pumunta na po kami sa Bucors Directors. Pero habang bumibiyahe po kami, again, Your Honor, pinagbilinan po niya ako.
anong pinagbili niya?
Ang sabi po niya, Mayor, huwag ka maingay. Walang makakaalam nito. At wala kang alam, wala kang nakita ha. So, sumagot po ako sa kanya. Sabi wala, gumano na lang ako. Hindi na ako nagtanong, tumahimik na lang po ako.
Okay, after that delivery on November 24, meron pa ba kayong sumunod na pangyayari kay ni Director Ragos dun sa area na yun?
Meron po. Naulit po yung pag-deliver December 15 naman. 2012. Approximate ko pa same time din ng umaga. Tumawag siya, the usual. Dinaanan niya rin po ako sa bahay. Napansin ko, nung pagsakay ko po, may isang plastic bag, yung common po na binibili natin sa grocery, na white colored siya, may kalakihan, may handle po ron, naka-packing tape na, naka-tape lang po siya para hindi mabuksan.
At, okay, anong sinabi sa iyo nung Director Ragos nung magkita kayong muli nung nandun kayo? Sakay kayo sa kotse?
Opo, nung pabiyahe na po kami, kasi napansin ko na sa harapan ng pa ako eh. Kota na naman yan, sir. Parang na-irritate siya.
Oh,
Pwede ko po sabihin yung eksaktong sinabi niya.
sabihin mo.
Nung tinanong ko siya, kota na naman yan, sir. So, parang na-irritate siya. Medyo mataas ang boses. Tangina eh, sila lang meron. Parang irritated po siya at that time. So, hindi na ako kumibo. Nagdiretso na lang po kami ng biyahe, hindi kami nagkikibuan. Kasi medyo tumaas ang boses niya. Deputy Director ko siya, hindi naman ako pwedeng magbiro sa
Then,
kanya.
nakapagpatuloy ba kayo?
Opo, nakarating po uli kami doon sa bahay na yan, sa Laguna Bay, corner Subic Bay Drive. Siya bumaba rin ako sa passenger side, pumasok siya, si Dayan na lang po nakita niya.
Pagkatapos, anong nangyari nang sumalubong si Ronnie Dayan?
Inabot po yung nakabalot na box na yun, yung plastic bag. Inabot kay Ronnie Dayan, sabay silang pumasok, tapos dumiretso sila sa loob ng bahay.
And then, what happened next?
Hindi naman po siya masyado nagtagal doon. Approximate 10-15 minutes, lumabas na rin po siya. Yung usual na gawin namin, pagkagaling doon, diretso na kami sa sa director's quarters sa Bucor.
Noong 17 December 2012, at around 10 o'clock in the morning, did you get an instruction from Director Ragos?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ano yung instruction niya? Yung utos niya?
Nandun po kami sa Office of the Director ng Bucor, doon po sa second floor. Pinatawag niya ako at binigyan niya ako instruction. Patawag yung mga commanders at yung mga high-profile inmates.
Anong nangyari nun?
So, bumaba po ako kay Superintendent Ayala at nirelay ko po yung message ni OIC Ragos. Tawag yung mga commanders at yung mga high-profile inmates. Dumating naman po yung mga yon, nag-comply. After a few minutes, pinapunta po namin sa conference room, second floor po, across the office of the director, kung Deputy Director Ragos.
Meron ka bang kilalang isang Mr. Johan?
Nakilala ko lang po siya once, Your Honor.
Anong pangyayari at nakilala mo siya?
Ano po yun, Your Honor? December 17, 2012 po, inutusan ako ni Deputy Ragos na may imimit po ako isang tao at may dala pa-Christmas daw po ni Mang Kiko sa kanya. Sabi niya, may tatawag, binigay ko yung number mo sa kanya, mag-usap na lang kayo kung sa kayo magkikita.
Sino ba itong si Mang Kiko?
Si Mang Kiko po, siya po yung sa pagkakalam ko caterer ng Maximum ng Bucor.
Okay, so pagkatapos ibigay sa iyo yung
After 10 minutes, tumawag na po yung lalaki, nagpakilala siyang si Johan at sabi niya, magkita na lang daw po kami doon sa main road ng Katarungan Village, exiting Daang Hari.
Nagkita ba kayo?
Opo. Una po akong dumating doon sa main road ng Katarungan Village. Tumawag po ulit siya. Sabi niya, saan ka na? Sabi ko, nandito ako. Nakaparada ako. Ito yung sasakyan, yung organic vehicle na ginagamit namin ni Deputy Ragos. So, nung nakita niya ako, sabi, nakita na kita. Doon sa may likuran ng sasakyan namin. Tapos, bumaba po siya.
Tapos anong nangyari?
Nung tinanong niya ako, June, tinanong ko rin siya, Johan, sabi niya, may inabot po siya sa akin, isang small brown paper bag.
Malaking paper bag.
Maliit lang po rito ng kaunti. Tapos may handle po siya. Sa loob po nun, merong maliit na karton na naka-gift wrap at white letter envelope.
Okay, pagkatanggap mo nun,
Pagkatanggap po nun, umalis na si Johan, tinawagan ko na si Deputy Director. Sabi ko, sir, natanggap ko na yung padala ni Mang Kiko, yung sinabi mo si Johan na magdadala. Sabi niya, sige, pumunta ka rito sa... May pinapuntahan ako isang bahay doon eh. Kasi at that time, he was having lunch there, one of the Bucors staff. So, pumunta po kami ron. Ang kasama ko po noon, yung driver niya, nakilala ko lang pangalan Noel.
anong nangyari nun? Nung kayo pumunta?
Opo, dumating po kami doon sa bahay nung kung saan nandun si Deputy Ragos. Kaya pinuntahan ko siya at sinabi ko sa kanya, sir, nandun sa kotse yung padala. Tinanong niya sa akin, ano yung binigay? Sabi ko, small brown paper bag, may maliit na karton na naka-gift wrap. Parang sabi ko pa sa kanya, parang pabango yata yun, tsaka isang white letter envelope. Tapos sabi niya sa akin, bigyan mo sa akin yung envelope.
Anong ginawa mo?
Kinuha ko po sa sasakyan, binigay ko sa kanya yung envelope, naiwan po rin yung maliit na karton na nandun sa small brown paper bag, Your Honor.
Okay, nung 2013, alas 10 ng umaga, kita ba kayo ulit ni Director Ragos?
Opo, Your Honor.
Sa anong pagkakataon?
Doon po sa office niya, doon sa Office of the Director, pinatawag niya nga po ako. Tusan niya ako na ipatawag yung mga commanders at high-profile inmates doon sa maximum.
Anong nangyari? Ba't pinatawag sila?
Kakausapin niya daw po, Your Honor.
Naipatawag mo ba?
Opo, Superintendent Ayala, who was then the OIC nung maximum security compound, kasi kailangan i-inform ko sa kanya para siya yung magpatawag sa loob ng mga inmates, kung sino man ang kailangan ipatawag. Tapos, dumating po itong mga tao.
Sino yung dumating na yan?
Bali, Your Honor, 17 po yung dumating. Sila Froilan Trestisa, Commander ng Batang City Jail, si Herbert Ampang Colangco, Amin Boratong, Vic Mercado, Arman Agoho, Peter Samli Chua, Noel Martinez, Commander ng Genuine Ilocano Group, Aaron Chen, Commander ng Batang Mindanao, Vicente Angsi, Raymond Dominguez, Norbert Anticuando, JB Sebastian, Commander po ng Komando, Ben Marcelo, Jerry Ponsalan, and Dexter Directo, Your Honor.
Okay,